like this key factor that what everyone's been talking about, the different phases that the bull run is going to be going, is playing out absolutely perfectly. Bitcoin then goes into Ethereum, then large caps start moving quite aggressively, and then we get into what most people would understand as a banana zone, the full crazy phase of alt season when things start going all over the place. Not too sure if we're going to get what would be described as a traditional crazy run, but I think that we are going to get some form of an alt season which will make most people happy. Now, we're getting into a key area right now, and I'm going to be showing you within this show today where I see things short, medium, and long term, and how I will be playing and doing certain factors in what I've put my investments into, what my short term investments, and some of my long term investments as well. If you guys also are not in it, you guys need to be in the pro trading group. We have been. Oh man, we have been killing it. Is the worst thing I could. I mean, let me just show you so you guys can see. Like, it's just like, trade after. Let's put another one on. After trade after. Let me put another one on. After trade. Not small things. We're talking absolute massive things that we'll be killing it on there. But yeah, it looks like what is going on is clear now. What's really important to see right at this present moment is where Bitcoin is sitting, where certain things can happen, and I'm seeing a move happen in the RSI that short term could be pretty good, medium term could be slightly problematic, but then ultimately will provide something that will make everyone very, very happy. Now, as we see, Bitcoin is holding the key level. I would still want it to hold and close today above the 17,561. That is the RSI level, but we'll see what's going on. It's been chopping around here for a while now. It's looking like it's producing a bit of a there we go. A bit of a bull flag, as we can see here, and there'll be some form of breakout that's going to be happening soon, and I think relatively soon could possibly hit the 125 area, and I'll explain to you why I think that. But then after that, I am expecting some form of a pullback, right? I'm expecting something to pull back. Evening, everyone. Evening, bruv. I'm expecting some form of a pullback to happen at as we're coming to a key time in the year. August genuinely is not the best time for stocks and crypto and things like that. By the way, if anyone wants to check it out, you can check it out in one of these. It's preferably that one because I can post things on there and links and stuff, and you'll see it's there. So that's the one you need to go to. Now we're going to see some sort of pullback in my estimation. I'm long in Bitcoin. I need 135. I think we will get there, but I think the way and what's going to be happening, I'm going to explain to you guys. Now, for 2 weeks, I think it's what's developing up, and what's really, really key, and what we need to understand and look at is this graph, right? I've showed this RSI and MACD several times before, 100 times before. I've explained it to you guys over and over and over again for you to really understand and absorb what is going on at this present moment. I believe that this is going to break this line. And I believe it more and more that I look at it. First things first, the MACD is already across that bearish divergence, which is showing a good level of strength. However, what's going on right now is that I think we're getting to the secondary stage of the swing, right? What happened last time is that Bitcoin pulled back, tapped the oscillator, and then aggressively rejected off it. Now we're getting to a point where something like that is going to occur again. And I think if this comes down and taps that, the breakout, in my opinion, humble opinion, I don't know what I'm talking about, right, is looking more and more likely than not. But don't forget, we're on the weekly chart, right? Let me get rid of this. This pullback could be August. Just so you guys understand, right? I want everyone to really understand. So these next 2 weeks, I believe that we could come and possibly test, because we haven't actually Like, I want everyone to really understand this, right? We haven't actually. I can. If you go, you can check it here. Go to that. You can see there, and also follow and stuff, right? Everyone here, follow. Just follow my page. Just didn't say, right? Yeah. So we haven't actually tested this trend line yet. Not yet. We've got close, but we haven't tested it yet. And that's why I'm believing that the next test that we need to happen, it's going to try and test this. And most probably reject. But to get there, it's still 2-3 weeks away, in my humble opinion, right? 2-3 weeks away. And that test to there will most probably come and test the 125 level. Hello, Known, how you doing? So for the next 2 weeks, I think we're going to see some real movements. BTC moving here to there is wild. That is a huge amount of movement that's going to happen, and it will make alt go absolutely crazy. And I'm going to explain why that is as well. But I'm going to explain this. The moment this rejects and a pullback happens, right, and this oscillator comes, the touch of that, if confirmed. Now, I don't want to. I'm trying to be careful here, right? Because okay, I'll whisper it. Because when I whisper, good things happen. And you know, when I'm whispering, there's a higher than normal chance of that happening, right? So I just whisper. I'm whispering right now. So but that's not what I want. If we're going to, how could I say, do this, if this happens, then Bitcoin technically, I'm being very cautious how I'm saying this, technically could hit $200,000. Technically. Like, TA wise, it's possible. I just want everyone to understand that. If it happens, and I'm not saying it's going to, because it's a bit wild if it does. If this happens, then this is going to break through. And if it breaks through, good things are going to very, very good things are going to happen, right? It's very key because it could be wild. I mean, if we're looking at the measured move that this did, right? 20% measured move. If we add a 20% measured move here, and did something, say that's a 20. Let me put this line there. If this matches up, I'm gonna be absolutely, it's gonna be insanity, right? Let me just do this. Right, if this matches up, and we put that on the 2 weekly. Yeah. Yeah. Possible. Somewhere around here, it will do this for a while. And that, my friends, that, my friends, would start then what we would traditionally call a banana zone. What we would actually describe as the banana zone would be that. Yo, Eli, how's everything going? Yeah, that's what would happen. But what I would say is that we will need, for this to work out properly, we're going to need a lot to happen, right? We're going to need a lot to happen, and and I'm just letting everyone know right now, right? Because I know what my streams are going to be. I know who everyone's going to be quoting. Yeah, these guys said it was going to happen, and it happened, right? All those people. I'm just telling you now. I'm telling you now that for the next 2 weeks, I see much higher moves coming in, right? I see much higher moves coming in because we haven't technically tapped this trend line yet. So I think that is going to go and try and test that again, come back, tap the oscillator, have a massive swing, and then just go to nirvana, right? High for Sol. I'm going to come to Sol. I'll explain to you. I'm going to give you guys, now I hate doing this, but I'm going to give you relevant ideas of where things can get to in this stream, right? So that's that situation. Right now we're here. What's going on? It looks like it's going to be going Sol not that good, Vet is good. Fantastic. Good to know, man. I'll change my thesis. How high for Sol? I'm going to get there. Just oh my God. An exact number. I'll give you an idea of where I think Sol will go, right? So I think that could happen, and this 125, it looks like it's actually possible. It could, right? I mean, this move to here is, 2 weeks is enough to get to that level there. So we'll see what happens. If Bitcoin does touch 200K, so then how much will ETH be? I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to numbers. I've just said it. I'm gonna get to numbers, right? I'm gonna get to numbers. Jesus, everyone's like, okay, cool. This is cool, right? You may have predicted some other stuff. Just tell me what's going to happen to the coin I'm holding, right? I can't do that, unfortunately. I'm not understanding what's going on, right? So that's that situation. That's where we are. That's where it's going on. And I think we may have small pullbacks, smaller, but these dips are going to be pushing more in the, and patience. That is a great word. I love that someone has just said that. Right now, let's look at hello, how you doing? Iris, hope your little one's okay. Can we go over ETH and resistance levels? Thank you so much. I appreciate that, but I don't know what that means. Right, where are we right now? So look, if we look at the SPX, right? S&P 500. There's some interesting things going on here. And it's looking like we're getting to a key area. I mean, I've drawn it many times before. It's coming to this trend line. It's had a bit of a rejection off it, but if we adjust this carefully, there's a bit more move to go, right? I think around it. I think around the 6.3, 6.4, 6.35 around that level there is going to be a key area where we're going to be seeing some sort of pullback. And I think 2 weeks will be enough time for that to reach that level there, right? And we kind of need a pullback. We kind of need a retest and a pullback. I had to change. I need the. Okay, fantastic. But you messaged me on. All right. Okay, for whatever. We're gonna have to see some form of pullback happening at this point here. It's very, very key for it to happen in that way. Is 40% possible for Bitcoin times Lamar? I'm getting. I'm getting there, man. Just be patient. Honestly, it's 40%. When should we switch from ETH to altcoins? What? Okay, I'm gonna get that. I'm on a shift right now. All right, Lamar. I don't think you're on a. Come on, your shift. It's recorded. You can watch it afterwards. I'm talking about weeks here, right? Now where am I? When number? Right, bro. I get it. I had to change. Okay, right. So that we're gonna see some form of pullback here, right? It's healthy. We're gonna need it. We can't have a insanity V-shaped recovery without some form of a pullback. And I think that's gonna be in about 2 to 3 weeks time. We're gonna be getting that. Now, remember what I'm saying to you guys, right? Remember these words. So when it happens, don't go crazy. I just want you guys to understand. It's not a guarantee going to happen, but that's what's going to be happening. Absolutely awesome call on the pro. Yep, I know. I've been killing it on there at the moment. Yes. Hence, Chris, right there. If you go right there, you'll be able to see what's happening here, right? So that's the situation. What's going on? That's what's going. Yeah, and I think that's going to be moving on there. And what gives more confluence to it, right? I want to show you this. Now, this, you have to keep quiet. This you have to keep quiet because this is from a how can I say? How can I say? This is from a document that I was allowed to read, but took something very key from it that you guys are going to be privileged to see right now. Where companies, how can I say, may pay some stuff for, right? That's all I'm going to say, right? So I'm going to bring this on the screen. This is very interesting, right? And it gives an understanding of where you see SPX moving and what's going to be happening afterwards. This right here is going to explain to you wholeheartedly how this run is going to work, both in the S&P and all the other asset that I don't want to talk about because people don't like on this channel like me saying that word, right? So this right here is really, really important. What we're seeing right now is a full-blown V-shaped recovery, right? This is what's actually happening. This is what composite cycle theory is describing, and this is what best way for me to describe it is a annual report for investors of a multi-billion-dollar bank. They see this stuff. We don't see it. I mean, I do, and now you guys do, and all the other people that go and watch one guy show one screen and go, when it passed this line, it means bull. It's bullish. When it's below, it's bearish. Rather than that, I'm actually giving you exact details of what's happening and what's going on. Tomorrow, Jerome Powell will be speaking. Any thoughts on that? It's going to be absolutely boring. He's not going to say anything, and there's going to be no level of sentiment change whatsoever in any way whatsoever. I think he will be able to make paint dry quicker. It'll be that boring. I promise you that. But I will watch it. We'll see what happens on that side. So what's going on here? We're getting to this key stage right now, and if you look carefully, August is usually an area where there is a bit of a pullback, right? So what we're seeing is that we're getting to a point where we're going to see a bit of a crescendo happen towards the end of the year, it looks like. And this is what cycle theory describes in the S&P 500 and what should potentially be describing what's going to be happening in cryptocurrency as well. So I would expect the next 2 weeks of real bullish momentum up until the first week, and then maybe 3 weeks of somewhat sideways or pullback, and then we will see what most people would describe and understand as the banana zone for alts, right? And it's working quite in unison with what's going on with liquidity, what's going on with funding rates. If we look at funding rates, I've shown this to you guys as well. This buildup of funding rate needs to happen, and that's going to take time. This is what I'm expecting is going to be happening after the August period, in my humble opinion. Now, if we look at gold, it's doing exactly as I said it. I mean, exactly. When I say exactly, I mean, bruv, exactly as I was saying it. Like, exactly. So this is going to go and continue on. And as the rate cut becomes nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer, this thing is going to go absolutely through the roof. This is going to be meme coin territory. I'm genuinely expecting probably 6,000. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes up to 5 to 6,000. 5,000, I think, is a possibility if we get the type of rate cuts that Donald Trump is talking about. I don't know if that will happen. We'll still wait. It's strange that all these worries about Powell retiring disappeared very quickly. Yeah. Anyway, let's not go down that route. I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? I don't. Okay, whatever. Right, and that's the situation. Now, if we look at DXY, it did the latter move. I thought that it could potentially go up and test that $100 mark, or it could just tap that and break down. It's doing exactly the latter of what's going on. Right now, this is going, in my humble opinion, going to continue down and test this area. This, well, I don't know what that was. Why did that? What just happened there? Down, circle. Okay, cool. Right, I'm not too completely destroyed. Hello, Faizullah. Hello, Faizullah. How you doing? Right, this is gonna go down and test this. Now, let's get there. We need this to get there, right? And then we'll discuss whether it will be able to break this. I'm just saying. Just saying. I believe it's going to break it. And the reason why I think it's going to break it is because of the pending rate cut that's going to happen. And on top of that, the stablecoin bill has been passed. The two is going to have it's going to cause the dollar to break this why is that there? It's going to break the multi year trend line. This thing has been a leviathan for many. This is all the way back to 2008. I just want a top 2K. I just want everyone to really understand all the way back to 2008, and that if it breaks this is why, if I'm bringing the confluence of everything that's coming together, we're going to see a bit of, in my opinion, a bit of a cooling off in August. That should bring it back and have that slingshot effect from the RSI and the oscillator, which, once that happens, in relation to the rate cut happening, in relation to the dollar breaking down, that I think that moment is where this will break. And if it breaks, I need to whisper again. Just so you understand that when I whisper, it's the good stuff. If it breaks, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, people, things are going to get silly. Silly slash... what's that word I can't say on here? It's gonna do, yeah. Let's just say... how can I say it without sounding terrible? I'm gonna be in the mood more often. All right? Is that a fair understanding of what that's going to be? Is there a fair understanding? Does that give a clear image of what I'm what? You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Just so it's clear what I'm trying to say. So it's looking like there's levels of confluence that are coming for this to break. We'll see. If it happens, it's gonna be absolutely wild, right? Now, man, I forgot I did some amazing drawings, but I mean, I don't want to say it, right? I don't want to say it, but come on, like how? I mean, apart from that, I mean, that's not what I mean. That was like the level that it needed to break, right? But bruv, come on, man. That's like an almost identical line of what's going on. Now, look, this is super important, and I want everyone to really understand this, right? I want someone to understand this. And I want everyone, like, I'm going to delete that. That looks terrible, but it was very accurate the way I drew it, right? I want everyone to really understand this. This is really, it's super duper important. Listen to what I'm going to say right now. Are you listening? I'm not sure if you guys are. Are you guys listening? You listening? Are you guys listening? I need a hell yeah if you're listening. Alt season is coming when Bitcoin dominance is down. Yeah. Okay. Bitcoin dominance doing what it's doing right now. Yeah, it's great, but we need it to confirm that it's great, right? We need a confirmation that it's great. And a confirmation is putting in a lower high, right? It hasn't done that yet, right? It needs to do that soon. It needs to do that because this is developing a fair value gap that is starting to look a bit scary, right? I want everyone, like, you know, I say it how it is. Please, everyone, understand. This is not me talking in any bearish fashion. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing in the graphs, and I want everyone to be understanding on what's going on. I mean, I don't know about time frame, man. I mean, I'm thinking 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I think with 3 weeks, we're going to be seeing some stupid moves in alts and Bitcoin, and then we'll see a bit of a cooling off until the rate cut, and then after that, I think August is just gonna be quiet and somewhat stagnant, and potentially a bit of a pullback, and then afterwards, oh my lord, I will say, I got a feeling that the bears are going to be very active next month. Right? That's all I'm going to say. And then they'd be like, yeah, you did. I sold in, like, what? You should have followed all that kind of crap. But, And by the way, are you guys also seeing the bears posting, oh, look, I'm making winning trades now? Well done, bruv. Good on you. Well done. Anyway, yeah. So, look, we're developing a bit of a ginormous fair value gap here. Bruv, we are cooked. Fantastic. Great. I'm glad. If you say enough, it will happen, right? So, if you say enough, it will happen. I will say this. Look, this needs to have some. Look, we need this to come back and reject, or it's most probably going to come down to here, and we need it to produce a lower high somewhere. And what I've said to most people, and what a lot of people need to understand when I say this as well, right, is that usually when we see a cross happen, what does it act as? I want everyone to understand what I've been talking to everyone about, right? I want everyone to really get what I'm going to be saying right now. When these things cross, it's very bullish. I mean, in this relation to it's bearish, but bearish is good in relation to Bitcoin dominance. Anyway, whatever, right? It's bearish, but bullish in a bearish way. But when these cross, these usually act as magnets, right? The pullback is going to be intense, no, not necessarily, right? These act as magnet areas, right? Which means it will pull this price back up to a zone where these things are crossing. It always happens. I mean, not always. There's no such thing as always in this type of thing. But the probability is better than not that it's going to happen. So we need this. We need this to produce a confirmation of the the lower high and the lower low. We need that confirmation to happen. Otherwise, the pullback is going to be stupid, right? I just want everyone to understand. They will print the dollar into oblivion and risk on like crypto will move harder than yes, exactly. But that takes a rate cut to happen, right? That's what we need to do. We're getting to a key point. This area here is going to be important. I mean, we can adjust this a little bit, but it's going to be important. This point here is going to be important. We need a confirmation of a lower high and a higher low, right? I mean, a lower low and a higher low. Oh, God, that's a mouthful. We need one of those things, right? So that's the situation where we are right now. We're going to be seeing that. But look, I'm just trying. Just go to here and you'll see everything. You'll see everything here, right? I will talk about a Doge and XRP. Let me just get to that. I'm going to get to that. Let me just go through the things that should give you an once you understand that, then you won't need to ask me about Doge and XRP and things like that. This will give you an understanding of what you need to do. So we're going to need to see this. We're going to need some level of pullback and a confirmation that it produced the lower a lower low. This is the low. This is where we are right now. It needs to close below that level somewhere, right? It has to be, if it can close, come back and retest anywhere below this line and then break back down, beautiful. But I will say that happening is going to cause pullbacks in a lot of things. I want everyone to really understand that and understand what's going on. This is short-term things I'm talking about. Just understand. It sounds like I'm being bearish. I'm not. This is positive stuff, right? Very, very positive. Did I miss the ETH dominance switch to alt conversion? No, I haven't talked about that yet. If you want to see, please, everyone, it's here. If you want to see, it's there. Just go there, press the follow and like and all that kind of stuff, and then you can see it from there. If you press the bell, you'll actually be notified on when it happens in that way. So that's where we are. We're going to be seeing something on that level. This breakdown is fantastic. And look, I've said many times before, right? And I said it in my previous. Why does it keep doing that? It's so annoying, right? I've said it many times before, and I've explained it many, many times. There are some key levels that are very, very important. Why are you not sure? Because TikTok doesn't allow us to show screen. Anyone who does it puts themselves into risk, which means they can disappear in any second, right? That's why I don't want to risk it. Understanding the macro will relieve your stress. Watch the daily will exhaust you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. What was I saying? So look, that's the situation where we are right now. I still believe in my humble of hearts that this 54.53 area level is a very key level to hit. It's super important, and I think the move from there to there is going to show some wild moves in altcoins to levels that all of you will be very, very happy. But it's all dependent on how you want to play it. If you want to play it short term, long term, or like play the levels to reaccumulate, or we do it in a more of a whole buy and hold type of situation, because all these things are still very low, although they've had some of a pump. Some of them need a pullback, and I think that's going to be happening when it comes to a certain point. Not too sure. It could potentially be around the 60% level. Maybe 60%, or most probably the 59. I think between 59 and 60 will be a level where we will see some form of pullback. I think that's really good. Sorry, where was I? God, things are running a bit slow on the other side. Anyway, whatever. Your questions are coming to things I've already said. Anyway, so yeah, that's the situation where we go. One of those two is going to be, but it will, and it will be the best possible thing to happen to have a further continuation of this and a confirmation of a lower high and a lower low, right? That is really, really important, and that will make this run what I would expect with the pullback, with the slingshot, with Bitcoin getting to those crazy numbers, potential numbers I told you about. 200 is not out of the realm of reality. I want everyone to really understand that. With all those things happening, and think it this way, the higher BTC goes, the crazier alts are going to go. Understand this. It's a capital shift that's going to be happening, because the higher that BTC goes in this realm of understanding of what's going on, the more difficult the lower the level of percentage move you're going to be getting per investment ticker than you would be getting on potential alts. And that's what people are going to be looking for. I mean, if you have billions of dollars, of course, Bitcoin is great, whatever, it's all good, right? And that's why I would say when I say soon, 3 weeks, I'm talking 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks, boring. Let me show this again. This is from a multi-million pound thing that's going to be happening, right? Document that I may have done nothing with, right? You guys aren't seeing this, but I'm just showing it to you. Run up, boring, and then absolute explosion at the end, right? Showing it again. Again, you didn't see that, right? You guys didn't see it. Shh. My long should be safe, though, I hope. Yeah, it should be fine. I'm giving time, like 3 weeks. I'm talking about 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks will be a point that will happen on that side. What time are we talking about? About 3 weeks. Actually, don't. It's here. Everyone can see it there. It's this. I'm sure you know this great thing here. And if you go to there, this amazing bit there, you go from there, right? I sold 10% of my Bitcoin and ETH, and if you would choose Ondo, Sui, Sol, and AVAX, they all look good. Sorry, no problem. Yeah. How long, Stuart? Years. Blow off top, extreme euphoria in 2026 from what I've seen. Your opinion? I mean, I just showed it. Can you watch Rainbow Chart? Yeah, I mean, we'll get that, right? Let me go through some of the things I want to show you. So all this stuff is looking good. I want a bit of a pullback and a confirmation, because that will mean a continuation. We don't want this to just go down and then have a massive V-shaped recovery, which means very bad things for alts, right? Now, if we come into USDT dominance, it's going in a beautiful fashion, right? We're going to see, and this is why it gives me a bit more confidence that this thing could have maybe a small little pullback sometime, is that this level here is going to be very, very strong level of support, right? Or in this notion if we invert the screen resistance, right? Because we want this to go down rather than up. It's an inverse relationship we're looking for in the situation. So this thing will most probably come down. That will work in perfect alignment with this probably coming down and testing the 659 level here. And it also works with the level of this probably coming down and testing that level there. And if we look at a Bitcoin dominance on the weekly, possibly this coming to retest this downward bearish divergence in the RSI, which could cause a bit of a pullback depending on all of the factors that are coming in together. But the reaction afterwards from this will be a massive accumulation. It's in essence like, how can I describe? A retreat to gain the troops to then absolutely bulldoze through all of this stuff, right? That's what I'm seeing. That's what's happening. It also works very well with what's happening in the markets right now. Okay, now, 1 second. I will look at that afterwards. Yeah. Excuse me. Woo! Is it not possible to see the total address of your other platform isn't cut? Sorry, no, I don't quite understand. What? Bless you. Thank you so much. I don't know what you mean by that. Anyway, whatever. I'll look at that in a second. At the top. Sorry, I don't know you. Yeah, you need to push it more to the center. Oh, you're talking about the script. Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay. You mean this. I'll do that. How about that? Is that better? No, that's not good. How about... Whoa. I know what you mean. Okay. Move this out of the way. I know what you mean. You mean you can't see it. Is that better? How's that? Is that better? Thanks so much, Alvin. There's no other content with so much good information and knowledge. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. If you're getting any enjoyment from it, that's what gives me happiness. That's what's important to me. I think that's better. I think you can see the screen a bit better there. Right. Okay, cool. Fine. What is going on? Just the icons are cut for me. Yeah, whatever. You can see the screen. It's just whatever. Right. Okay. So this is the situation where we are right now. Remember this graph I told you about? It's super duper important graph. ETH Bitcoin divided by the dollar, right? Same. Maybe my screen. Is it why can't you guys see the screen? I can see what's being streamed, so I can see everything. Oh, I know what you can't see. You mean do you mean that? Is that what you can't see? The numbers there you go. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Right, so this number this is extremely important, right? This rising up, as I described and I stated, and it's super duper important. The movement of this is really, really good for alts, but we should be coming to an area here, possibly there, maybe a bit less actually. It could be there as well. It could be there as well. Let's see. Is that one the better? Is that? No. Let's get rid of that. Document the view in TikTok. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're coming to a bit of a key area in this, right? What is the ETH dominance level before we switch to altcoins? I'm going to explain that to you in a second. 1 second. Let me get there. You're the man. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can see it fine. All right, great. So we're coming to a bit of a key area here on this. I mean, it's a bit of a key area. So watch the reaction of this very carefully. I mean, it looks like we're almost there anyway. Yeah, we're almost there. Watch the reaction of this area. It's pretty key. Let's look on the weekly. Yeah. Yeah, that's an important area, right? Watch this level very, very carefully. I've shown the area where it shows the level of resistance, but watch that very carefully. The reaction off here is going to be very key. If that breaks, then we should see quite an aggressive move in your alt portfolio, which works pretty well. I'm still thinking about 2-3 weeks or more of this push up before we get some form of correction or some form of or other, right? Now, why can't I see the chat? Let me just put this here so I can see it better. Ah, that's better. All right, there we go. Right. So that's that situation here. ETH Bitcoin is doing something similar. All right, cool. Now, if we look at total Bitcoin, total 3 versus Bitcoin, man, talk about catching it perfectly, by the way. Jesus, man. I mean, Jesus was a carpenter. Is that better? I don't want to be blasphemous. Jesus was a carpenter. Yeah, this is looking amazing. Absolutely amazing. We have to see there's going to be a level of, yeah, this level here is going to be very important, right? This is going to be extremely important. Like, I mean, it's crazy important. Hello, Dennis. It's very kind of you to join. I feel like you watch someone else, and then when that finishes, it's like, all right, okay. Now that I watch the important person, I will then come and watch the guy that's less important. But it's cool. At least I'm second. Second is good. I mean, not if you're in a relationship, but like whatever, it's cool. But this level is going to be very important. We see multiple levels of support. We see that it's a key area. Usually you can see that key area because the area of control that is here is quite large. The trading range is within this area for a while, and that looks, yeah, I mean, that's not even that there. Look, that looks like the perfect mid-level of that range. If we were to chart it, let's chart it in this way. It's a bit of a lazy way of doing it, so please don't take it in any other way than that. This is super duper lazy. Don't do this most of the time. But if you do that, see, almost. Look at that. Almost exactly the mid level of that level of this trading range. That trading range is gonna, the mid level usually is very important. It shows an area of most probably sometimes a bit of a pullback, right? Level of pullback from there, correction from that level. But as I said, from here to here, it's going to show some insane moves in your alts. Don't here here the good thing I'm saying. 3 weeks is a long time, right? I am preparing you guys. I like to give you guys stuff many weeks in advance, and that many weeks in advance aspect gets you prepared until you get to the point where you don't listen to what I'm saying, forget what I'm talking about, and then come back and say, is it over? Is it over, Mr. Alvarez? Mr. Alvarez, is it over? Can I have some more, please? Can I have some more? I'm hungry. More? And I'm going to be like, I told you it was not going to be more. That type of thing, right? We don't want any of that kind of stuff. Let's just make sure that we know what we're talking about. And I'm giving you stuff 3 weeks before, all right? Is that cool, all right? I'll see. It's not gonna change anything. I'm gonna get a lot of like, are you coping? And you get all the bears coming. So, oh yeah, you know, Schmoozeball said that this would happen, and he was correct. Schmoozeball, everyone follow Schmoozeball. He's like the next best thing. So that's the situation that's going to be happening on that side, right? Now let's get to some fun stuff, right? Should I start talking about some fun stuff? All right, let me move this out of the way. Actually, let me move myself out of the way. Right, let's move that down here. Yo, all right, okay, cool. Right now, actually, let me move this like that so you can see numbers. Now, total 3 is doing exactly as I said. Look at that. It's almost following the line. It's like follow the leader, follow the leader, right? And this thing is going to be going for a while. Now, if we look at the midline of this move, let's see what the midline of this move is right now. What are we looking at the midline? Would you confirm that? Would you confirm that as a midline? Yeah, it's a bit lazy doing it this way. But look, well, let me see. I just go this 1 second. It's a bit lazy doing it from there. I don't like doing that. It's a bit lazy. I don't like that. No, I don't like that because this is not confirmed. This is not confirmed level. The week isn't closed yet. I've got 6 days until the week. Anyway, we can't find. I mean, for me to give you an understanding of where this will go is not very relevant right now. But I believe where this thing is going to be when we will go parabolic, when is alt season. I literally just said it. I literally said it. Hello Olamide, how you doing? Olamide? Olamide? Olamide. I like your name, cool name. Is how you say it? Olamide? Anyway, whatever. Okay. So yeah, Olamide. Okay, cool. Yeah, so look, this is a really cool key thing. We are settling, and I want everyone to really understand this, right? To see how bullish this insanity is. We are wholeheartedly settling on a breakout. 3 weeks for what? You're going to have to watch it again. Oh, you can't see my screen. There we go. Let's move that there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right? I moved it. Man. Can you guys listen to the... I should have left that to the end. Can you guys listen to the other stuff I'm saying, please? Can you not stop being mean, right? So we're fully confirming a breakout right now. This right now, it's full confirmation of this thing is going to move forward. I mean, we're getting multiple closes above it, right? Multiple daily closes. And if we get a full-blown weekly close above this, right, in 6 days' time, this is massively bullish. This thing means there's a further continuation. And if we look at this this cup and handle formation and the manner in which you measure it is the controlled move from the lowest point to the area of breakout, and that move usually is the amount that it moves here, and that looks to about 5.3 trillion. So we're looking at about a 2x in market cap from here, which is bonkers, right? That's an actual bonkers number. Now, if we look at total 3, I want everyone to, I hope everyone has full-blown and full-heartedly drawn this graph on their own trading view. I beg you to draw this, because I'm going to show you something, right? And I want everyone to really understand this. The moment it breaks this, the moment it breaks that level, as what's his name used to say, Fonzie. It'll be like an moment, right? There's gonna be some. Oh man, look. Breaking this is alt season. I think it's the best way to describe it. I hope that settles perfectly. Breaking this level here is alt season. This is like you know, as a nice gentleman in a whale group would say, this is Lambo time, right? This is that moment. There you go. This here is, as you would describe, as most people, right, would describe, is Lambo time. Or as Greek people go, Lambo, Lamar. It's all the L's, all levels of L, right? Maybe retaste the breakout. But, you know, I like big butts. And I cannot hide, right? There's even a song about it. All right? The Gentleman Dalton, no idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about, right? The point is $1.14 trillion. Now, what I will say is that when it gets here, this area, you would have to be ridiculous to think that that is not going to have some level of resistance. You have to be absolutely out of your mind that that level there is not going to show some level of crazy resistance, right? It's going to show resistance. I want everyone to really understand that point. You can see it here. You can see it in various other breakouts. This level here is going to show some level of resistance, right? Even if it breaks through, it will come back and test. That test, love me long time. There we go. All of that stuff, right? This is like, for you guys, it's Lambo. For me, I'll tell you what it's for me. Like, it's like a joke for you. Trying it. So it's like this, right? I'm gonna put my little, like, 2-tier. I don't think 3-tier, like that. With a little boat there, little marina, nice little marina, right? Put my little house right there. Put a little pull. Right. And then yeah. And maybe I'll buy the second island next to it because I want that to be the the nightclub section. I want this to be the nightclub island. so so I want island number 1, right? And then maybe a bridge. I'll maybe buy a bridge. It depends, right? Depends where it goes, right? So boat, house, pool, bridge to second island, party house, right? That's the way I'm going to be looking at. That's why you can't see it. Let me. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. See, island, house, boat, boat with pool, and a bridge to the party island, right? That's where it was going to be. You guys, Lambo, island party house things going on, right? Cool. Now I'm gonna have fun deleting this piece of annoying thing. Whatever. Okay, cool. You can just see the island there. I'll just leave the island for you guys to understand. So that's the situation. But you'd have to be ridiculous to think that there's not going to be some form of rejection of this point. It's just, you know what I mean? It's going to happen. It could be a tank as well. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's get there first. But this needs to break. This breaking here is going to be extremely important. But I think that here we will see. Look, it's not unreasonable that this does this, comes here, settles there, and then does that, right? That's normal. We can't have what we would explain is a you know, dildo candle and not expect there to be some sort of downtime, you know. We can't have you know, total 3 taking that blue pill and not expecting there to be some sort of consequences to it. It looks like a submarine. It might have a submarine function to it. Who knows, right? Yeah, well, group on the VIP list. Don't worry about it. And then rest like Thanos. Yeah, then we can rest like Thanos, right? We can all rest like Thanos. See, look at that. It's the island is like, is it island time? No, island time. Island time. Party, no party. Okay, there we go. Right, that's the situation where we're right now. Thank you so much, Dalton. Our minds work in different ways, brother. Minds work in different ways, right? So that's the situation where we are. That's where it's going on. This is what's playing out, and I think, and I just want everyone to understand, right? This is a good thing, not a bad thing. Good, not bad. Lambo is good, but to get Lambo, you need to like pull back a little bit. Sounds wrong, right? Don't worry, I brought a place of a plan close to you next bull. Yes. You have to invite everyone with Baguette to your party island. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Most important, if that happens, yeah. I mean, now, I want boat island, party island, but what will most probably happen, just so you guys understand, I want everyone to really be clear. This, all right, let me move this out of the way. This, no, this don't happen. No, what will happen, right, is that you'll get something like this developing. It'll look like this, right? And it will write something like channel on it. And that's what we will be getting. Channel. Not fun island boat party place, but channel times 10. That's what's most probably going to be happening. Not my dream thing that will never happen. And all of you know what I mean by that. All right? Okay? It's cool. No problem. I'll just leave that there. All right, cool. Back to reality and what's happening. Let me move this back. Patrick, yeah, something on that level. 2 to 3 weeks up. I mean, I think the first week of next month will be somewhat bearish, but so 2 weeks upside, then a month of sideways and downside pressurizing to explode higher. Perfect. That is said better than I could have ever said it, right? So that's the situation right now. So if it does that, it's gonna go crazy. But we have these issues that are going on. Man, I'm gonna have fun deleting all this stuff. All right, now where are we right now? Ethereum, right? Ethereum is doing some amazing stuff right now. It is like the reversal is out of this world. Absolutely insanity of what it's done, what it's doing, and how it's moving forward. But again, I'm gonna get back to the sort of the not so nice bits, right? You'd have to be you'd have to be crazy not to think that there's gonna be some level of rejection at this point here. It's just a mental understanding of what would make sense. To me, it would make sense for it to reject off here in some form or another. But we still have we have a lot of look. Ethereum moving from here to hit. What's that got to do with anything? Let's see. Silly. Ethereum moving from here to here is huge, right? That's a lot of things. Altcoins are going to do some stupidly silly things, and I'll show you a few other things. All that Orange Man, depending, of course, I understand. Yeah, of course. Orange Man is the Joker, right? You know what he's like? he's the he's the full blown Joker. Yeah, just go there. You'll see. He's full blown Joker mode, right? When Donald Trump pumps up, it's kind of like I've never had someone have such an important part in my life that I've never met, but it's like an abusive aspect of my life, right? It's like that that relationship that was so toxic, but you can't forget about them. That's Donald Trump, right? He is forever a potential problem in all of what we're going through right now. Forever, right? No problem, no understanding, forever a problem. Now, Ethereum right now is at a very, very key point, right? It looks like it's retested that level and doing an SR flip. How long till I can retire? You can retire right now, my friend. It depends on what country you're retiring to. Go to the Middle East and you'll live like a king, believe me. Especially to Penang. Oh my God, that place is amazingly cheap, amazing food, people are incredible, weather's incredible, and your money goes a long way. Go retire there. You can retire now. Problem. Okay, Gary. I hope you can solve it. Did you see retest in Ethereum and alts? Yes, I just described it. He's the reason it's going to be the biggest. I mean, I mean, technically, he's the reason why it's happening. Technically, let's not also forget the fact that he did cause the crash as well. But let's not look into too much detail, right? I just want that to be the case. So that's that's the situation where that's what's going on that side. Now, few coins, and if you want to kind of have an understanding where Ethereum could potentially go. Now, I don't like doing this. Usually, I don't like doing this. This is something I don't usually like to do, right? It's not my favorite level of aspect to do. Yeah, there we go. Right, it's not my favorite thing to do. But but if we say medium level resistance top for Ethereum 5-4. If we start getting some stupid silliness, we could technically see up to 7,000 between those two. I'm counting around the 6.5. That's where I think it's going to be. I think 6.5 is an area where it potentially could go to. With moves left, right, and center and all that kind of stuff, right? One area that I would highly recommend you look at, and I want you to really, really focus in on Sui. I want you guys to be really focused in on this project, right? because Sui just, in fact, I'll show you. I'll show you. Trump's portfolio is ETH heavy, so it says it all. Yeah, of course. I mean, he did tell us, right? He actually told us what we should be buying. We should be listening to what he's saying, right? When when all of his portfolio in whatever it's called, World Liberty Finance is buying those things, you should be looking at that. Where can I buy crypto using Revolut, but would prefer something else? Oh man, why are you buying Revolut? Revolut does my head in. Does my head in, man. Those places. Anyway, whatever. Those guys held a ton of my money, wouldn't give it back until I had to find someone, and they said it was a computer error, whatever that means. Do you think August will be red because of holiday season? No, I'm just that, and various other aspects I've showed you guys. Right now, I want to show you something. This is wild. This is actually wild. Right? Check this out. This is insane. Look at that. How mad is that? Can everyone actually understand what insanity that is? Look at that. How about Hyperliquid? Hyperliquid's good. It's, if you guys are in the pro group, you will see my portfolio. It's in my portfolio. Everything that's on that portfolio is doing absolutely insane, right? Sui is outperforming all of these: Ethereum, Arbitrum, Base, Hyperliquid, index volume. That's insane, right? I want everyone to really understand this. My understanding of where Sui is going to be and what's going to be happening with Sui, right? And I've drawn it several times before. Wait, is it here? Yeah, I've drawn it several times before, right? I genuinely think $8 is not out of the realm of reality for Sui. Genuinely. This thing is going to go ballistic when it does. This thing is going to go absolutely out of this world when it moves in that direction, and I think it's going to be doing some real silly things soon. And I want everyone to really understand that. I have a very large, 1 second, why is this not working? I have a very large bag of this and various other things. I've put every single one of those plays and what's happening into my portfolio understanding. $8 is only a 2x from now, but I think $8 is completely viable. We're talking about a very this is like one of the largest networks, and this thing is going to go on from there. We're talking about, like, look, this play right now. I like the way, if you have only small amounts of money that you're going to be putting in, then I would suggest that doing something on the level of lower market cap meme type of plays, definitely something to look for. If you want something on that level that will have those type of moves you're looking at, there is only one place that I would say that's worth looking wholeheartedly, and that's it. This wholeheartedly. Everyone that really understands what's going on here, who are in the whale group, you guys, all those people understand what's going on here, and they have an understanding of what's happening. I'm actually gonna copy this, right, and put it into the chat so you guys can really understand what it is, and it will probably be the best move that you could do on that if you want something that has a smaller market cap, but that can have that potential crazy moves you're talking about. But when you're talking about larger portfolios, when you're talking about things that are, are up there, a 2x is pretty damn good, right? I'd be happy with a 2 to 5x, right? I'm good, man. I'm good. And we got into this very low, by the way. I called this out many weeks ago. Remember, I told you guys. Your thoughts on what will happen on Wednesday? What do you mean? You mean Powell's conversation? Oh yeah, put it into the chat if anyone wants to check it out. It's something that I would highly recommend you check it out. I'm just saying. Just saying. What coin were we talking about? If you go to here, it's in the chat. That's all I'm gonna say. Bro, how can I distinguish a true breakout from a false one? It depends. It depends where and how the breakout happened. You just need confirmation, man. I'll come to. I'm gonna do all these kind of conversations soon. You guys love shitting S coins and hate on ETH. Have you been here, man? I don't know where these guys come from. I genuinely don't. I really don't know where these guys come from. I don't know where they come from. It's like it's like they have it copy pasted, and as soon as he comes into the chat, there's that paste. Paste. I've been talking about You know what? I'm not even going to justify that question. Honestly, my God, my God, I called ETH pump perfectly, and everyone here can justify to that. I don't think anyone called it as good as I did. No one. I did a video and it's recorded. Go check it out. You hate on it. Sorry. I had to, man. That was annoying me. Absolutely. Like, just like, my TA did it, innit, bro? To my head in. Oh, God. Right. Where are we right now? Yeah, cool. That's the situation here. I think a move of that level is most definitely possible on Sui, and if you have a large portfolio, that type of move is pretty good. And I think Sui is a long-term project. I think this thing is, I showed in my previous show as well what's happening, and what's moving forward. And I think this is going to be my long-term hold. I'm holding this for a very long time. This gives me Solana vibes, and there could be real potential moves for this to go much higher, much higher. But I'm saying at a nice little sentiment. $8 is something that's definitely possible to do, right? Okay, 1 second. Where are we right now? I want to also talk about something that you guys I did a video about recently as well, which I'm actually going to hold for a longer period. I'm actually staking what I'm doing from it, and it's really interesting. Like I want everyone to understand this, and it's making me want to. I wasn't too sure about it at the beginning, when a lot of projects were talking about it, right? There's I thought that it was something that wasn't really serious, but once I talked to the creators, once I talked to the team and everything else on that side, it actually is actually quite amazing. And it makes me quite bullish on the project. So I'll talk about it very quickly, right? And you guys have probably been hearing about it everywhere. And I will say for purposes that there is a benefit in me actually talking about this project, but in actual understanding, it's something that I kind of like, and I bought a huge amount of it, right? And it's not ZBAC, it's actually Pinlink. I want everyone to really read up and understand what Pinlink is actually doing. And I really do think that this thing could, for longer term hold, I really do think that there is something really interesting in this product, right? Because what they're doing is that they are tokenizing DeepIn, and it's wild what they're able to do. And is Pinonium used? No. It's something that's really interesting. So you're able to, in essence, tokenize not only miners, but at the same time, you can actually utilize its network, and these miners that are in the deeper network can actually take preloaded profits. They're doing massive buybacks. They're buying into the infrastructure. They're actually buying and developing real RWA mining protocols that you can buy into. The stuff is like, it's wild what they're doing. And the sad thing is, right, is that sometimes to really get eyes on a project, you really need a lot of people to show you and for you to understand. And there's only, you know, patience is what's key with pinning, in my opinion. Having that patience to actually know what's going on, what's happening, what they're doing, and what they're trying to build, and what this literal $1 trillion industry is actually doing. In my mind, it's a no-brainer for a long-term hold, and the thing is, you can stake it and let it run its course, and that's the aspect of it. And it makes me even less worried about where its value of the coin is going to be, because once you stake it, you get actually being an owner of a partner of a mining protocol, which is, in my mind, silly and hilarious not to be a part of, right? So definitely check that out, in my opinion. Iris, how much money do I need to get involved with real estate in an ROI good? Depending on what you're trying to buy and what you're trying to do, man. I want you guys to really understand. I had a few hopes. You'd say $22, and so it's possible. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I'm just saying $8 in my mind is a given, right? It's a given, but we can see where it goes from there. Depends, man, Lamar. Depends what country you're in, depending on what you want to do, depending on what type of real estate you want to go into. Don't buy real estate. I'm getting out. Yeah, it's in the UK. It's very, very difficult. And look, there's something called. Oh man, I can't talk about it on here though. I can't talk about it on here. There's a new revolution that's happening, right? All right. God, how am I supposed to, and am I supposed to talk this without? Because it's not a TikTok type of conversation to have. It's more about a YouTube and other factors to have a talk about. There's a revolution now that people are moving away from buying property, right? And the reason why is because for investment purposes, it's still pretty good, right? It's still, depending on what you want to do, there are certain avenues you can go down that can still make you a very good return. But they're making it very difficult, especially in the UK. As I said, there's a movement where people are not buying and they're renting, and the reason why they're saying that is because, sorry, my audio cut out. What asset coin? It's pinning. Pinning. Check it out. It's a really cool thing. Just go to their website first, understand what they do, and if you don't feel bullish about it, I don't know what else to say. Genuinely. So what they're doing now, a lot of people are doing, rather than buying a house, because there's something called mortgage pool now. There's a new class of middle class that are called mortgage pool, because you technically don't own the house. You owe the bank a forever payment that will make you slightly poor forever to get a property when you get to your 80s. You know what I mean? So what people are doing right now is, rather than putting that money into a property, if you're young enough, I don't know how old you all are, but they're putting into a tracker fund. Saying financial advice, this is just what I think. Because then what happens is that those little accumulating funds that you get, are you 17, Lamar? Oh my God, you definitely have to do this then. Oh my God. Oh man, when you're 30, 35, you be I can't say those words TikTok, so you'll understand. Message me afterwards, I'll explain to you what I mean, what you need to do. But yeah, that's the situation on that thing. But yeah, check out Pinning. Pinning is really, really interesting, man. They're doing $25 million worth of buybacks. They have all these infrastructure that they're building. What they're doing in the industry of RWA, AI, and Deepin, just so you understand, man, Deepin and RWA are going to be like $20-30 trillion markets. And these guys are the only and first tradable platform where people can pre-sell the unit blocks and hardware analysis and hardware rental, CPU, GPU, TPUs before it's actually done. It's amazing. Can you share your thoughts on H bar? H bar, I think I see potential in H bar too. Yeah, H bar is pretty good as well. I mean, I have absolutely no exposure to H bar, none. There are certain tokens I have a lot of exposure to. I put that into the pro group. You guys should really should be checking out on all that kind. Is there a discussion group for fat cat owners? Yeah, if you own more than 5 million, you can get into the whale group, and believe me, it's very profitable being in there. Appreciate you a lot, man. Lamar, of course, man. Look, you're at the golden age, Lamar. I'm telling you. You're at an absolute golden age. You are young enough where you can put tiny amounts of money. And then when you get to the age of 35, you'll remember that there's a man in a room with a bed frame that's actually a banister. All right. Giving you the advice. You know what I mean? You are at that absolute, honestly, if I knew what I knew now, right? If I knew what I knew now at your age, I would be a little bit worth it. Just a little bit more. I mean, I'm an exception, but you know what I mean. Other people would be, you know what I mean. But you're in you would at least have a parachute beyond anything that everyone can understand. There are things you can do. It's very easy to understand, to do in this age. But it has to be a set and forget type of deal, and then averaging up, and then you can do some. Oh man, I can give you some. Man, anyway, whatever. By the way, Lamar, people in the whale group have seen my house, which I'm not particularly too happy about. But they're good people. Please don't find where I live, right? I mean, they've seen the living room garden bit. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. So that's that situation, right? But there's a lot that can be done. Just message me and I'll help you out, man. There's some really cool things you can do. But what you're doing right now is good. Being like financially literate and looking at the markets and going on that sense. What just happened? Okay, I'm good. Oh my god, I'm good. Right now, I was careful, bruh. I was careful. What are your opinions on owning property? Look, I'm in a different situation, right? Are you sure it's not a bed frame behind you? I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain. Oh my god! Gotta remove that thing, man. I'm in a different situation, right? I own my property outright, completely, and it was a financial situation that I understood, and I wasn't able to do something on that level. Right now, I don't know about other countries, but right now, with the state that interest rates are, with the costs of looking after a property, with income and all the other factors that are going in, buying a property, you're not buying a property, you're going into an agreement with a bank to pay them for the rest of your life. And those idiots front row load that stuff. So you pay all of the interest at the beginning and only start paying off later on. So you'll be paying for 20, 30 years of your life. And it's not small amounts of money now with interest rates and the cost of properties. But man, and look, and now when the new rules are coming in, renting is infinitely better for what you're doing. You don't have any of the maintenance costs, and the headache costs, whatever. Put that money into a investment which will pay your rent. Easy. It's the way you do it. Let your investments pay your liabilities. Don't let your liabilities be paid by you. One of the best advice I've ever got in my life was that. Real estate has been arbitraged out of existence because of macro. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course it has. I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, I have properties. I have quite a few properties, right? I mean, I invest into. I don't like usually talking about too much about what I do and who I am and what I have. But I have quite a few properties, and every single one of them. Just today, right? I just so you can understand. Just today, one of my tenants blocked up the the drainage pipe from the kitchen and continued for 3 days to use the washing machine, which flooded every time they used it. They flooded the kitchen, and it took them 3 4 days to tell me this. And I was like, it's this stupid headache that you have to go through. Look, it's. I was lucky enough to do certain things, and I have certain techniques that I do that gives me a really good yield, right? Really good, because it's an investment, and I'm able to own my own property, which is a great thing because I'm lucky. I'm a lucky person. Right place, right time, having the right knowledge. That's it. Right time, right place, right time, having the right knowledge is the most important thing to do. So just be prepared. Everyone says it's luck, but it's actually being prepared to take advantage of everything that comes in front of you. And that's it. That's a singular thing. Don't ever worry about the fact that you can't you won't be buying a property or doing this. Just invest into something, and in the end, you will. So we stuck below $4. It will. There's a lot of things that are happening, right? Sue's at the moment developing a W formation, right? When it breaks out, it's got to be huge. That, and also Say's going to do some stupid things as well. Just having a bit of a pullback at the moment, so it's not that much of a deal. We're at resistant points in certain areas, so that's the situation. Uh, man, Raphael, I can't read that. How do you want me to read that, man? Oh my God. When you say market is pulling back sharply, I wouldn't call that a sharp pullback, man. It's just moving within the boundaries of that the bull flag it's developing. This will break out sooner or later. Balance your portfolio is what my econ teacher said. Yeah, balance. Yeah, yeah, man. Look, there are a few things that my I had a teacher in LSE that helped me out a lot, right? Uh, and it's a professor I keep talking to. He's a super duper clever guy. Is worth millions, but doesn't spend a single penny, right? And he goes two things he will say. He was like, let your investments pay your liabilities, right? And your liabilities will be your prison in life, right? And it's such a true to me. It's such a two of the most relevant quotes that he's ever told me, right? And it comes from experience as well. You can have nice looking things and this and the other, but those liabilities will annihilate you in the end, and it will stop you from actually becoming wealthy. Just when you're young, invest as much as you possibly can. Sit there and watch your friends buy that Mercedes and go on those holidays and this and the other, because there will be a tipping point. There is a tipping point when it happens. They will be envious of you forever. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, Sol's going up because it broke a key Sol to ETH barrier, right? Lamar, trust me. Trust me. I used to know a guy. I'll leave you on. I'll leave you guys on this story, right? I'll leave you on the story. I used to know a guy, right, that liked things looking good. Oh, see my cat? Hello. You guys want to see my cat? Come, no, come here. Come here. Come here. Ah, I got him. All right, you guys ready? Okay, so um, here, what was I saying? Yeah. Anyway, look, whatever. If you want to look like you have cool things, look like you have cool things, but don't actually pay for them. Doesn't matter. No, it's a Scottish fold. It's a Scottish fold. Look at this guy. Good. Oh, the other one's here. So these are the original fat cats, right? What are you looking at, man? What are you looking at? I don't know what he's looking at, but he's looking at something. Anyway, look. So this is what fat cats are based after, right? So you understand. These guys eat better than I do. Like literally eat better than eat better than I do, right? So yeah, please buy Fat Cat. All right, guys, that's what I'm gonna say. That's the last piece of advice I'm gonna look. Let's just watch the market going. We're having a bit of a pullback, but it looks like it's coming to the key resistance point and it should reject off that downward bull flag that we're in. I know you guys aren't listening to a single thing that I've. I could be giving you the secret to making gold from coal, and like, look at that cat, it's so sweet. This is Oreo. He's a definite dog specialist. All right, so this is the real fat cat. He's one of the fat cats. You can. What's the other one? He will not come. He's a real. All right, where is it? It's here. They just folded. Anyway, all right, guys. Look, absolute pleasure. You guys are incredible. Make sure you check out Fat Cat. I'm telling you, it's like the last. In fact, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Yeah. Um. Where is that? Okay, let me put Fat Cat on the screen. It's gonna be the last time you guys will be able to do it. Honestly, I'm telling you now, it's something that you get. It's something you guys definitely need to do. You can see that why the Fat Cat has been done the way it is. He is a little gem. And look, I'm gonna say to you guys, be careful. Make sure you understand what I said, what levels I've given to you guys. Check out Fat Cat this week. Could possibly be one of the best decisions you do. That's all I'm gonna say. But not for me to say, not for me to understand. It's all up to you. Make sure you do your own research and you understand what's going on. Thanks for your words to the outside of crypto. Yeah, yeah. And look, if anyone needs any type of understanding there or my what I've gone through, what kind of things that I did, you can always come to the Learn by Alvarez group. It's actually underneath the video on the tube. You can ask questions there, and I'll give you my little bit of information and advice that I have as well. All right. Don't be afraid to ask. I'm always here to give as much help out to as many people as possible. It is my ethos in life, and hopefully, when things settle the way that they do, things will move very, very well for everyone that is moving in that way. All right. Okay, guys. Love, peace, affection, and I'll catch you guys then. Okay, bye bye. All right. All right. Okay, guys. Look, for you guys also here, what I was gonna say, you want a link to Fat Cat? Yeah, of course. Here's a link. Here we go. That's happening on that side. So a lot of things are moving in that direction. We can move from there. All right, look, guys. What I will say to all of you is, again, we're doing another competition for Fat Cat. Anyone that buys $100 of Fat Cat at this present moment will be entered into a $300 giveaway. All those that buy and hold, it can't be just a buy and sell. I just want everyone to understand. This will be a 24-hour notice, and we can move on from there. All right, guys, absolute amazing love, affection, all that kind of jazz, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care, peace.